Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. So I realized that I have a lot of newer subscribers and even older subscribers who might look at my channel, watch my videos, but they don't really know the person, moi, behind the videos. So I thought it would be fun to share with you a few facts about myself so that you can get to know me a little bit better, all while painting my very favorite drink. So I guess let's start with the basics. My name is Dana, if you didn't already know that. I am soon to be 35 years old, and I live in Ontario, Canada, with my fiance and my 3 cats and dog. Okay, so on to the facts. I grew up in a really small town in Ontario. I think the time that I was there, the population was only a couple thousand. And I never moved. I lived there from basically till when I was born up until my early 20s. I started doing website design when I was about 13 years old, when the internet was pretty new, and I continued practicing that up all the way through high school, just self-teaching myself, and later getting into a little bit of graphic design. I didn't go to college because by the time it was time to go to college, I was already doing what I wanted to do, which was web and graphic design. And at that time, I thought the most logical thing to do would be to just start my business that I had always wanted to build and kind of get the experience that way instead of going to college for something that I already self-taught myself over the past 4 or 5 years. If you guys want me to talk about how that business sort of evolved, because there is a lot to that whole story, I can definitely talk about that in another video. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in. I am definitely an introvert. I did one of those personality tests and it turns out I am an INFJ, if that means anything to you guys. I don't really pay attention to most of that stuff, but I'm the kind of person who would much rather curl up on the couch with a movie than go out and party or go to a bar. Basically every definition of an introvert ever, that is me. I am also an Aries, and I wholeheartedly believe everything that I've ever read about Aries. That is also totally me. I can't swim. I have no problem going in the water and floating around and kind of swimming, but my swimming expertise stops when I have to stick my head under the water. I will not do it. I will not jump off anything where I will find myself submerged under the water. It just terrifies me, and I never properly learned how to do it. I struggled with anxiety and agoraphobia for about 7 or so years, anxiety pretty much my whole life. I'm going to link that in the cards above if you want to check out my story and my tips for anybody else who is dealing with anxiety. I really love making things and building stuff. I'm definitely not afraid to use power tools. I use them all the time. I love that kind of thing. That said as well, I'm definitely more of a tomboy, I would say, over, I guess, what you would call a girly girl. I've never been one to dress up in dresses or get my nails done or even wear lots of jewelry. That's just never been me. I definitely have a more laid back vibe. Yeah, that's just how I've always been. Although I do love makeup and hair. Those are probably the only major girly girl things about me. If I didn't do art or graphic design or anything like that, I have always thought that my career would be in the makeup industry. I have trypophobia or trypophobia, however you say it, which is when you cannot stand to look at things that are like small clusters of holes and things like that. It's seriously, if I see a picture with, I'm seeing it in my head right now, I just can't. My body starts to do all kinds of weird things. I don't know. You can Google it if you want to, but you may find out that you have it as well. I'm not really scared of a lot of scary movies. I used to be such a huge wuss when it came to scary movies, and I think just being around people who are super into horrors and things like that, I got super, super accustomed to them, and I'm not scared anymore. My tolerance for scary things is pretty high. Unless there are scenes with like really gory or like disgusting things, I can't stand that. I have been into art pretty much my entire life. When other kids were off doing sports and taking part in school activities, I was always the kid who was off in the corner doing arts and crafts and taking every advantage that I could to make something. I had some pretty awesome teachers growing up as well when I was younger, because they would actually let me do art projects for my class projects. So instead of like writing something about like Japan, I would go and paint a mural on the school wall or something along those lines. So my public school was actually full of different murals that I had painted. I am a huge animal lover. I love any and all animals. I rent out an Airbnb, and the other half of my life that you guys don't usually get to see is one that is full of rental adventures, renovating property, and basically just being a host for dozens and dozens of guests every month. Another huge passion of mine is home decorating. Just give me a blank room, I will transform it. I love, love, love doing that. I don't really drink alcohol. I've never really liked the taste of it. I'll have like an occasional glass of something every once in a while or on special occasions and stuff like that, but I'm just really not into alcohol. The only Starbucks I've ever had is their iced lemonade or the raspberry lemonade or whatever it's called. That's the only thing I've ever had from Starbucks. So that being said, I'm really not into coffee. I really do not like it, which is kind of weird because my favorite drink that I'm drawing right now is a Tim Hortons iced cap with soy milk. That's totally different. It's like a slushie and it's so good, and it doesn't have coffee in it. I don't think it tastes like coffee. I don't know. Is that weird? Maybe that's weird. So this one is kind of frustrating for me, being an introvert especially. So people often get the vibe that I don't want to talk to them or they're afraid to talk to me, when in reality, I would love to talk to them. I am actually like a really nice person, if I can say that about myself. So unless you are a complete bitch to me, then I am totally fine talking to anybody. It's just, I think because I'm a bit shy at first, I don't normally approach people first, and I have a really small group of close friends, and it just takes a little time to get to know somebody, and it takes a little time for me to let people in. I'm a really different person from when you first meet me to when you're actually like in my crew. But because of that, I find it really hard to make friends. I'm not sure if it's an adult thing, a woman thing, but I really stink at making new friends, especially ones at my age who are into the things that I'm into, and ones that maybe don't have children, because I don't have children yet. I can't really relate yet. When multiplying numbers in my head, I still, to this day, sing the counting songs that I learned as a child, especially with 3 and 4 times tables. Those are the ones that I have to sing the song in my head to get the multiplication right. And there's another one for you. I am terrible at pronouncing things, which you've probably noticed in a couple of my videos. I am a vegetarian. I have been for, I think, about 5 years now. I basically stopped eating meat because my stomach was constantly upset, and I thought that might have been one of the triggers. And it turns out that as soon as I stopped eating meat, my stomach has been completely fine. And also, of course, because I am such a huge animal lover, obviously I don't want to eat my friends. However, I would never push a lifestyle or anything like that on anybody. I believe that people need to make their own choices and decisions, so I'll let people know when they ask me, but I'm not going to push any beliefs on anybody. I always carry hand sanitizer with me, and I always sanitize my hands after touching things in public places, in particular the grocery store and when I get gas. So that's all that I have to share with you guys today. Here's my finished piece. It is, of course, a Tim Hortons iced cap with soy milk. Leave me a comment below and let me know a fact about you, because I really want to get to know my subscribers a little bit better. And please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. It really helps me out. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more artistic videos, and I hope to see you in the next one.